Seen the other builds on the channel, this is going to be a little different. This motorcycle is a little different. This is my grown man bike. This is my bike that I'm not going to be doing such hooligan stuff like I do on those other bikes.
If this is a grown man bike, why are we putting a blower on it?
That's what I'm talking about. This thing, hey, I'm telling you, right here, now I got some power. Oh boy, I'm back.
I don't really care what your dyno graph says. I don't care what numbers you have.
All right, guys, I'm here again with Adam from Zippers Performance. We just did the dyno pull on this motorcycle. Now, do you want to know how much a stock 117 makes? You're about to find out. Adam, you want to tell them?
You know, I just realized something too. I completely forgot to put earplugs in, but it was fine in this setup.
We didn't need earplugs. It's completely stock.
No, this is a fantastic motorcycle. Just so you know, Tall, I did a couple different pulls here. And I did one in 5th gear. We do not do 6th gear pulls because it puts the rear tire way past the speed rating of the tire. It'll pull 160 miles an hour in 6th gear, and these tires are only rated for about $140.
Wow.
So we always do our dyno pulls in 5th gear, unless it's a bone stock motorcycle. This has a speed governor on it, and we can't get around that. So I have to do the pull in 4th gear to be able to actually pull it out and get a complete look at the torque and horsepower curves. So you'll see this first one here that cut off, that line dropping down, that's actually a 5th gear pull.
That's when it hit the speed governor, right?
I hit the speed governor and it just shuts the ignition down. You feel the front end lift, power over. So I did 3 pulls in a row that were in 4th gear, which is, you know, what we would normally do.
Right.
And this bike, as a 117, put down very, very consistent numbers. It's awesome to have multiple runs like that, so consistent. So you made 114 torque, and we'll call it 92 horsepower. I mean, you know, we were just saying like 20 years ago, like that's a fast Harley. That is a lot of power. So it is incredible that this is what you get off the showroom floor today.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, this is great. You know, obviously with a platform that's this good, we can make it a lot better.
We can and we will.
And we will. And that's why Tall is here at Zippers. This is just a fantastic motorcycle, the Street Glide Ultra. What's really impressive is they have this very, very flat torque curve. I mean, it is pretty much right out of the gate hitting that 110 number. I mean, 110 foot-pounds across the board.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
That is a fantastic thing for a motorcycle of this size. Give a really big shout out for what Harley has done on this. They've given us a platform to work on. The bikes today are fantastic.
Seen the other builds on the channel, this is going to be a little different. This motorcycle is a little different. This is my grown man bike. This is my bike that I'm not going to be doing such hooligan stuff like I do on those other bikes.
If this is a grown man bike, why are we putting a blower on it?
Just kidding, guys.
I'm just kidding.
I might use that for the intro, yeah. All right, guys, so we're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you. So make sure that you stay tuned and watch the whole video. Let's go.
So this is for your 2025 Street Glide Ultra. It's a 117. We call it a Gen 2 Milwaukee 8. Because this motorcycle does so well to begin with, and you're going to keep this as your big, you know, cross-country touring motorcycle.
Long distance tour, yeah.
So the big thing that we're going to do today is we're going to change out the most important thing, if you ask me, which is the camshaft. We are going to be using a Redshift 528 cam. Now this is a new camshaft that was developed just for the Gen 2 117s. It's a very, very early torque cam, but it makes an incredible gain of horsepower at the top as well.
I'm excited about this because the bike is such a great bike, but I'm used to riding bikes with a lot of power, and I just needed a little something to make it special, to give me that little bit of off the line to get you in the front of the pack. And this is it, right?
We're able to give you super early throttle response and torque, but then it still screams at the top end.
Right.
I mean, I think in our shop bike, we gained over 30 horsepower with this.
Yeah.
And I consider this a torque cam, not even necessarily a horsepower cam. You're gonna gain everywhere on this.
Yep.
It's going to take what's already a very good running motorcycle and just give you that edge and give you that power where you want it, when you want it, in just a much more immediate manner.
And that's exactly what I'm looking for. So now, do you want to tell them what's going in? Or you want to show them all these different components?
Absolutely. So we're going to use a Thunder Max to tune the motorcycle. We're going to do what's called a zip kit. So we have a 528 cam. It's going to come with quick install push rods. We have chrome. Of course, on your bike, we're going to use the black covers.
Yeah.
We have new zippers, lifters. We have a set of S&S tappet cuffs. And although it's not on the table, we are actually going to use the new zippers cam chain tensioner as well.
Okay.
We're going to use Redline oil in all 3 holes. We have trans fluid, we have motorcycle engine oil, and then this is primary fluid from Redline.
And I run Redline in all my motorcycles. I'm excited about this build. I think it's going to be great. A lot of people don't want to, well, not a lot of people don't want to. Some people think that big bore kit is not for them, but they still like to have a little bit more power. So this is a little bit more, actually
it's more than a little bit more.
Yeah, more than a little bit more power.
It's a lot more.
And it is a much more affordable way to get some power for your motorcycle. And guys, that's why I'm so excited about making this video. And you guys are going to be seeing this motorcycle going across country on the trip. And I'm going to be giving you a full review of what I think about it. All right, guys, so we're on it. We are on the 2025 Street Glide Ultra. Now, if it sounds a little different, it's because I got some new exhaust on it. I finally got rid of the stock and I got some new exhaust. I got the D&D 2-in-1 exhaust. This bike, I'm going to be taking this bike across country. And I want to make sure, you know, taking this bike across country, so I wanted a long exhaust, but I still wanted performance, and then they're great for performance. And now with this new cam in this motorcycle, I feel like it is complete now. Complete. I can't wait to get back where I can really open this thing up. You can't do anything being in rush hour in Baltimore. But one thing I feel good about, I feel that it's making more power. Oh, sorry. I feel like it's making more power because it is definitely making more power. And I also feel so much better. I feel better because now that I have a little rumble in the back here, people can hear me as I'm coming through. It was just way too quiet. Let's do a little, get on in third gear a little bit. Ready? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This thing, hey, I'm telling you, right here, now I got some power. Now I have some power. I can't wait to get this thing on the open highway. Those 80 mile per hour speed signs, speed limits out in the middle of Colorado and places like that. I got the power to let it open, let it go, get it going. I got the power now. I had the power. I mean, it would run 80 miles per hour then, but now when you gear down, it has more power. You feel that thing? You see it jumping in third gear like that? Out of a cam. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Under the bridge. Yeah, I didn't have that before. Now I got that sound. Oh man, did I make a wrong turn? I was trying to go somewhere. I was trying to go somewhere that I went one time before on the bike. Let's see. Let's see if I can get there. I don't want to end up in downtown Baltimore. Traffic is horrible right now down there. It'd be gridlock. Oh, yeah. Let's Let's get stopped at this red light on purpose. My goodness, it sounds good. Now, I'm not going to leave the light really hard because it has the tour pack on the back. And if it feels like it's coming up in third gear with like this, I can only imagine leaving the light strong. I'm going to be doing it on the back wheel. Yeah, I can tell. So I'm definitely not doing that. I'm going to ease into it and then I'm going to roll on it. I thought I heard an ambulance. Oh, did I not? Yeah, there we go. Now roll on it. Oh yeah. Definitely, guys. Much better. Much better. When I said this is a big bore kit in a little box, I wasn't kidding. It has the power. Actually, I don't know how much power it's making, so we're going to go back and put it on the dyno and see. Not before I give you a quick look of what it looks like, what the exhaust looks like, and I changed out the air cleaner too, so it has a different look as well. Oh man, did I think I went the wrong way. I think I went the wrong way. I'm back! I'm back! Oh, that was a big old drop off that bridge. I'm back! I am back! Team Street Glide again, the Ultra on the 2025. That's what I'm talking about. I'm ready. Can't wait to hit the road. Yeah, this is the way, right down here. I'm pretty sure. Listen at it when I'm gearing down. Sounding good. My memory, I thought this was just down the street. I was like, oh, it's about a minute or so down the road. First gear, let's hit it a little bit. Yeah, see, I mean, it comes straight up. Like, yeah, like super easy. Like, you better be careful with bump throttle because it comes up with that tour pack on the back and all this. Let's go over here. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Then we'll go back to zippers. And when we get back to zippers, I will give you... Is this gravel? No. I will get... Yeah, it is gravel over there. Man, how are we going to get over there? They done chewed it up. Is it deep gravel? Ugh. Yeah, that was dangerous. Whoa, man, that thing's coming up on a wheelie. I need to stop doing that. Yeah, this is a good spot right here. Show you what this thing looks like. Let me show you what it looks like, guys. Let's let it sit here and idle for a minute. All right, check this out. There it is. Oh man, that looks good. Come on now, quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. This Ultra, it got some sound. Zippers done got me right with the power. D&D got me right with the sound. Red shift cam doing what it's supposed to do. All fluids changed, red line fluids all the way through it. Man, what you guys think? What you guys think about the Ultra? Boy, I tell you what, Woo-wee. I had to say it like a country boy, ooh-wee. Okay. All right. So we're going to, let's go ahead and take it back to zippers. We're going to put it on the dyno and see how much horsepower and torque it makes. Let's go. leave a little signature mark back there. It feels so good to be riding a motorcycle and make a little bit of noise. Seriously, guys. You don't understand how many people almost pulled out in front of me on this bike. It's like, and I like riding it. This is going to be my #1 bike to ride now. It has everything, all the comforts. Now it has the power. That was the missing ingredient. Now it has everything. Everything. Power. Somebody blowing a horn. Power, the look, it has everything. So now all we got to do is see what it dynos at. Y'all put it in the comments below. Let me know. It's a cam, Thunder Max tuner, Redshift 528 cam, and a D&D 2-in-1 exhaust. Let me know. And shout out to D&D. D&D makes an excellent exhaust. Excellent exhaust. Guys, they've been in business for over 40 something years. You don't just stay in business for 40 years making junk, cause when you make junk, people, hey, they'll let you know it's junk. They've been in business for 40 years. Now, I know, you know, there was a little hiccup that they had about a month or so ago, but they've already corrected that. I have confidence in D&D. I ain't worried about it. You saw I just got a build done on this motorcycle, this new motorcycle, and you saw what pipe I put on it, so I'm not worried at all. Not even a little bit. And you shouldn't be either. The birds are chirping. I guess we woke up the birds. They're chirping and singing now. If they were asleep, they ain't asleep now with this D&D pipe. It sounds fantastic. So Adam is right here standing in front of the dyno graph, and he's going to tell us how much horsepower and torque this motorcycle made, and then he's going to explain a couple of things.
Okay, so we ran this with the Redshift 528 cam, and the good thing is it did exactly what we were expecting it to do. You know, when we design these, we buy the motorcycles ourselves, so we're already testing this. By the time it makes it to market, the output is pretty much known. Good news is you went from 114 torque to 135 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah.
Right. So you gain 21 foot-pounds of torque, and it's completely across the board. There's no place where there's no dips, there's no sags. This thing is just all power everywhere. And then at the top, you actually gained 31.5 horsepower. You went from 91 horsepower to 122.75. Again, this is a full exhaust system, full air cleaner, nothing special, nothing fancy.
It's what you would call a stage 2. That's what Harley would call a stage 2, right?
I would believe so. For us, this is really like we just call this a cam swap, like a stage 1. These are incredible numbers. I mean, a bolt-in cam, a pipe, and an air cleaner and a tuner, and we're at 135, and this is at the rear wheel. If you really look at this curve, this is 125 foot-pounds right here. You're never below that. And again, you look back 10, 20, 30 years ago, these numbers were almost impossible to achieve. So especially this broad of a spectrum. You know, you could hit the numbers, but getting it to do that at 2,500 and still have the same number over here at 5,000, it's just phenomenal what we can do with these new systems.
Yeah.
And what this is going to do is it means anytime you touch the throttle, you're in the power. You know, the whole goal with this, even though it's just a bolt-in cam for a big bike, we wanted this thing to be rowdy. We wanted it to have the most pressure down low, but it's really got a lot of tricks played in it to be able to make power at the top as well.
Right.
You know, this thing does not nose over at 4,500 like some of, you know, the old torque cams back in the day.
Yeah.
This thing pulled out to 6,000 and it's still not falling off.
Yeah.
This is your horsepower curve. This is the horsepower curve stock. Now what you're seeing here is it has a speed governor and it just kind of shuts off. That was even at a 4th gear pull because we couldn't do a 5th because the speed gets too great.
Yeah.
Let's bring that up. Why is there a speed governor on here?
You said it was a 4th gear pull?
We had to do 4th gear to be able to pull it all the way out when you're running a bone stock motorcycle.
Oh, bone stock.
If you pull it in 5th gear, it'll actually stop at like 4,000 RPMs.
Yeah.
You won't even be able to make a full pull out of it.
Even though it says that it'll do 120 miles per hour, it's actually governed from the Harley-Davidson. I think I started off at 112.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, now that's taken off. No more government.
My Pan America didn't do that stock. I want to make that statement.
Really?
I learned that it did not have a 112 governor on it. But
now,
anyway.
how do you know?
I saw a video online.
He's all video. That's all I got to do it once. All right. All right. So now.
That's not true. You know why I know it's all? Because we took it to the racetrack.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We had it at a
racetrack. And we did. We took it to the racetrack. We
pulled an 11.2 bone stock.
It took them a while to think about that. Yeah. So now. What was you saying? I didn't mean to interrupt.
So normally we do all of our dyno pulls in 5th gear on a motorcycle that has 6 gears. If we were to run this in 6th gear, it would make more power because it's loading the engine harder. There's tricks people play in the dyno world. We don't play these, but you can put a heavy load against it and it makes the engine work harder and it'll actually put down a bigger number. So we're not for that. We're not trying to play tricks. And there's a big reason why we don't do 6th gear. And it is very, very important. I don't care that it shows more numbers. That is not the point of what we are doing here. The point of the point of why we do 5th gear is very, very simple. If I look at this graph in terms of mile an hour, okay, that last pull I did, we went to about 36, 37 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Right? Your tire is only rated to go about 140. Okay. So if you think, oh, hey, look, I'm making more power in 6th gear, you are going way past the rating of that tire.
Yeah.
Now, if you've changed it and you have a ZR rated tire that can go 170, great, do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, these Harley tires are not rated for it.
Yeah.
So if you run a bike in 6th gear, I have personally seen this. You are risking damaging the cords in your tire and you won't see it. But what you'll notice is when you go to ride it, the handling will be crazy. If you've ever been on a bike with a broken cord, it is nearly uncontrollable at times.
Okay.
So do not ever pull a motorcycle in 6th gear unless you know for a fact that that tire is rated to do. Because, you know, you probably don't know this, but your motorcycle, if it didn't have that governor and if you had enough power, your Harley is geared to go over 160 miles an hour stock. Like I said, you're not going to hit it, out of the factory, but
I don't know.
I do know.
I knew a guy one time. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've had mine. It was buried for like a long, long time on a track, on a long, long track, real long track. But anyway.
So this is a very safe pull. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so,
and look, you can see right here in yours cut off at about 106 miles an hour.
Oh, so I thought they went off at 112, so 106.
It hit 106 right here.
Oh,
that's it. It did not go past 106 miles an hour.
Wow.
So
now, so let me ask you this. So guys, again, he said if you go in 6th gear, you would definitely show more power on the dyno. It will read more power, but it's not safe for the tire. So that's why they don't do it in 6th gear. So 5th gear, there's a little bit, I guess you would say, more meat on the bone if you went to 6th gear, but it's just not safe to do it in 6th gear. Now, You also, am I correct by saying that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
You also have it right there at SAE. There's another method, it's standard, and some people use standard. I'm not here to say what's wrong or right, but if
I'm a mechanical engineer, and I can say what's wrong and what's right very clearly here, okay?
Okay.
STD was replaced by SAE in the early 90s. If you were publishing dynographs of STD, you're publishing off of a standard that was invalidated over, what, 30 some years ago?
Oh, okay.
Because it was deemed to be slightly inaccurate.
Okay.
There were changes made in the standard, and by the way, Harley-Davidson, they're gonna publish an SAE. S&S, SAE.
Yeah.
Zipper Cycle, SAE. The people that have been around forever, we're going to use the current standards.
Right.
There's no reason to be using standards that aren't current.
Guys, I'm such a nerd. When every time I see a video somebody published dyno sheet, I always pause it and go to the corner to see if it's an SAE or STD.
It's not all about the numbers.
It's about these lines and where they come across.
It's about the slope of the curve, where your torque is at. You know, I've ridden bikes with humongous numbers, but the power is so late that you just get smoked by guys who have a setup like this with early torque.
Yeah.
So this whole thing is about getting your mass moving as quickly as possible. You know, and another thing about dynos that I want to add, you know, when you go between different brands, they read a little bit differently. This is just a comparison tool.
Yeah.
And really, to me, the biggest comparison is not my dyno to the next guy's dyno to the next guy's dyno. It's what did it do when it came in and what is it doing when it leaves?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the comparison that matters.
Yeah.
Okay? If your buddy's making 2 more horsepower, but you have a redshift cam and he doesn't, you're probably going to smoke him because the acceleration rate of the engine is different.
That's right.
You know, everything that we do is to make this motorcycle accelerate. The faster and the earlier it can accelerate, the faster the motorcycle feels. Because again, you know, this is not a sport bike. We're not going out there trying to run 170, 180 miles an hour. You want this thing to launch, hit anywhere you go, just have power.
Please, please pay attention to the torque curve. That's one of the things. I'm going to be honest with you. I was that guy. I didn't care about anything but that final number at the end. And they had to show me that you can sometimes have a much faster bike by just where they actually place the power, the torque, you know what I mean? So you need to concentrate on the torque curve, not just the final number, you know what I mean? Which this is a very, very respectful number.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is a big bore kit in a little box, is what I like to call it, guys. And if you really are interested in having the right setup, then definitely give them a call and tell them how you ride. This might not be for you. This might be for, you know, this might not be your riding style, but for me, this works perfectly, guys, especially what I'm going to be doing with the bike. So give Zippers Performance a call. They can help you out with everything that you need. You saw everything on this bike. It's all sold here at Zippers Performance, from the exhaust to the Thundermax tuner and definitely the redshift cam. This is the developer of it right here. All right, you got anything to add or to say?
You know, if your goal is to have a dyno chart and compare it, you know, when you're out with your friends, that's cool, but we'd rather see you on the street.
That's right.
Because to me, that's what matters. You know, if I can walk away from you with this, I don't really care what your dynograph says. I don't care what numbers you have. So, because to me, you're not seeing these numbers when you're out on the street, and the point is the ride.
That's
so,
right.
You know, it's all about going, and we are here to accelerate.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. All right, guys, so I'm going to end this video. Here's a great place to end the video. So I want to thank you for watching. You will see this bike on a ride. That was a little ride that I had earlier today, but when it gets back to Tennessee, we're going to go on a real ride. So you're going to see it. And if you come to Traveling Talks Run to the Hills 5, you're going to see it, you're going to hear it, and yeah, and you're going to see him, Adam. All right, guys, so we're going to end this video here. I want to give a big shout out to Dan Fitzmaurice, Adam again, shout out to Bob Evans, and shout out to Dave. From the parts department to everybody in the manufacturing facility back there, all the way up to the front. Thank you. And special thanks to Catherine as well. She's always very hospitable. Every time that I come here, she makes me feel like I'm at home. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Keep gliding. And as always, have a blessed day. Get ready, because we're about to ride Traveling Talks Run to the Hills 5, June 6th, 7th, and 8th at Bootlegger Harley-Davidson in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is a riding event, so if you like to ride motorcycles, come on down. All brands of motorcycles are welcome. In previous years, we rode the Dragon, Cherry Hollow Skyway, Foothills Parkway, and other scenic rides through the Great Smoky Mountains. So if you like motorcycles, meeting good people, and awesome roads, this event's for you. But please ride at your own risk. Every year it keeps on growing, and I'm expecting this to be the biggest one yet.
If you've never been here before, it's absolutely worth it.
I got to meet Tall, enjoyed the ride first time.
Well, thank you.
Won't be the last time.
Need to come to Run to the Hills for. You need to get to know Tall. He's the same man in person as he is on the channel. Has a great family.
I appreciate that. This is the Embassy Suites in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're upgrading this year. There's a wet bar with a microwave, a Keurig. Here's the bathroom with the tub. Over here is a couch that makes a bed. So if you're wondering where the bedroom is, it's through this door right here. 2 queen-size beds here with a television on the wall, and this door leads back to the bathroom. Traveling Tall Run to the Hills 5, so we're gonna do bigger and better things, starting off with where we're staying at the Embassy Suites. And if you've never had their breakfast, then you're missing it. You definitely need to try the breakfast. Make sure you check the link in the description below to book your room, because rooms are going fast. And just like any Traveling Tall Run to the Hills event, you can bring your family. There's an indoor pool. After we come back from the ride, there's 2 fire pits. We can sit out here, we can hang out. I hope to see you here. It's gonna be a great time.